Well, and a very good evening. You're watching Primetime News on TV1. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Dasni Athalda.
And I'm Deshan Gonawala. Let's first have a look at your headlines.
Harvest of the Maha season continues to get stockpiled in houses. Startling revelations about officials lining their pockets at the expense of the farmers. Did the people who were responsible for the Mitotamula tragedy nurture private companies? 2 people killed and 15 injured during the past 24 hours owing to disputes. A member of the Pradeshya Sabha arrested for attempting to abuse 2 women. Newsfirst Aurudu Danaya to commence in Digennava, Kurunagala.
With the end of the paddy season and the dawn of the new year, the guaranteed price promised for paddy farmers still remains as an unresolved problem. Let us firstly draw your attention to this problem.
The farmers in Galinbindunuwava, Anuradhapura claim that their state of livelihood has gone from bad to worse because of the shortcomings in the state paddy purchasing process. The farmers have no choice but to sell their crops to wholesale traders at a price lower than the guaranteed price. While the farmers in Galinbindunuwava are suffering in this particular way, the farmers in Karuwalagaswava, Putlam are left with no choice but to store their harvest in their houses. These farmers have been deprived of a proper New Year celebration as a result of the authorities' inability to fulfill their responsibilities and promises they made.
ගේ ඇතුලේ ඉඳන් අර බලන්න වී මහත්තයා එළිය බුදියන් ඇඳක් දාන මං කුස්සියේ ඉඳන් දරුවොත් එක්ක ඒ තරම් අසරණ තාත්තට පත් වෙලා තියන්නේ අලුත් අවුරුද්ද දවසේ නායකකාරයෝ ගෙදරට එනවා කියන්නේ ඉන්න පුළුවන්ද කියන්නකෝ.
Now this is a revelation on how the authorities are being benefited while the paddy stocks of the farmers are piled up in their houses.
The Paddy Marketing Board is the main governmental body responsible for purchasing, selling, supplying and distributing paddy and rice. However, the Paddy Marketing Board is only purchasing less than 3% of the country's annual harvest. By the 14th of May 2018, 556,874 kilograms of unsold paddy from 4 seasons were still in possession of the board. The National Audit Office later revealed that such a situation arose due to the lack of a proper plan on purchasing and selling paddy. The end result of this is the taxpayer of the country being burdened due to the conduct of the Paddy Marketing Board. According to the data provided by the Audit Department, by the end of 2017, total debt to be paid by the Paddy Marketing Board Treasury to the Bank of Ceylon and the People's Bank stood at 17,965.3 million rupees with a staggering interest of 623.9 million rupees. 192.46 metric tons of paddy was gone to waste during the months of June and July due to the poor storage standards. Over the past 6 years, the government has incurred losses amounting to more than 4,100 million rupees due to the sale of paddy stocks deviating from the procurement process based on orders of top officials of the Paddy Marketing Board and the subject. The loss to the government through the sales of paddy for animal feed should also be brought to attention. In 2014 and 2015, the government had incurred a loss of 2,483.61 million rupees through the sale of paddy for 9 private companies during the Yala and Maha seasons and 5.95 million rupees by selling paddy to Mendes and Company. While operations pertaining to the paddy stocks of the nation is severely interfered by certain politicians, officials and private companies, the audit report further revealed that the government had imported rice instead of conducting an investigation on this issue. Although the loss incurred by the Paddy Marketing Board during the past few years amounted to 7,889.77 million rupees, it is unfortunate that there is no decision taken so far on the officials who spearheaded a major state organization. A Sri Lanka Podujana Perumana politician from the Kantale Pradeshya Sabha, who was arrested by police for assault and harassment, has been released on bail. He was arrested for assaulting a group who were bathing in the Kantale River and attempting to sexually harass several women who were present. The group were children and relatives of two police officers attached to the Kantale police.
We were bathing. Our three sisters were not here. They were near the van while we were bathing. We saw a group arrived on a bike and start to harass my three sisters. When I went there, they attacked me.
Police said Nishanka Jailat Kodagoda, a member of the Kantale Pradesh Sabha, had also arrived at the location along with a group and attacked the youth there and attempted to harass a female.
Pradesh Sabha member Nishanka, who was there, asked everyone to be attacked. Our father, who came on a motorbike, couldn't even get down. Around 20 people attacked him with poles and beer bottles. They attacked our whole family.
2 police officers and 8 other people have been hospitalized due to the assault. 5 women are among those who have been hospitalized.
My brother's son called me and told me that they are being attacked. When I went there, a person asked me why I am here. I told them my family is being attacked. Then they attacked me as well.
One of the injured has been transferred to the Trincomalee General Hospital for further treatment. 2 people, including the Pradesh Sabha member who was arrested on suspicion, was later released on bail after being produced before court.
Now, 4 suspects who were arrested for robbing a gem which is worth more than 250 million rupees was remanded until the 22nd of this month after they were produced before the acting magistrate of Negombo, Charitha Jayanatha.
They said the businessman, who is from Nugegoda, had brought the gem to be sold to the suspects on the 24th of March to a hotel in Kochikade in Negombo. The suspects had said that the gem was to be sold to a foreigner. The suspects had then taken the businessman to the Negombo beach, kidnapped him, threatened the businessman and robbed the gem from him. They have obtained 50,000 rupees as ransom and let the businessman go. Based on the complaint lodged by the businessman, the officers attached to the Paliagoda Crimes Division of the Western Province North launched an investigation. They had used undercover officers and lured the broker of the aforementioned suspects to a hotel in Colombo and through him raided the location where the chief suspect was. 2 people who had provided lodging to the suspect had also been arrested. These 2 people have been released on sureties of 500,000 rupees after being produced before the acting magistrate of Negombo. The Negombo police had arrested 5 suspects who are directly involved in this robbery from time to time. The chief suspect and the other suspects are to be produced before an identification parade on the 22nd of April. It is reported that several individuals from among the suspects that have been arrested have links to infamous organized crime gangs.
2 people were killed while 15 others sustained injuries due to tensions that have flared over the past 24 hours.
One such incident was reported from Ransagoda in Kamburupitia. 10 people were injured following a heated argument between 2 people. The conflict took place between a party who had visited Ransagoda for a get-together and a group from a neighbouring house. The confrontation led to a situation where the van and a house was set on fire. The police added that the attackers had then thrown acid at the occupants of the house. 9 people, including 2 women, sustained injuries and are currently receiving treatment at hospitals in Matara, Akurasa and Kamburupitia. Meanwhile, another individual was killed and 2 more sustained injuries in a clash that erupted between 2 groups in Hungama at around 11 p.m. yesterday.
At around 10:30, they brought a knife and attacked my brother. They pushed my mother and father and attacked my brother with the knife.
Following the incident, the attacker was killed in a clash that took place subsequently with another group. The deceased was a 26-year-old father of 1 and a resident of the Alagoda area in Baminiangala. Police said 4 suspects have been arrested in connection with the incident. Another individual was killed in a clash that erupted between 2 groups in the Govipala junction in Ralapanava, Nuchiagama. Police said that the death was a result of a long-standing dispute among 2 factions. The deceased was a 38-year-old individual, while 6 suspects have been arrested in connection with the incident. Another individual sustained injuries in a shooting that took place in Gonangara area in Buttala this morning. Our correspondent said that the shooting was a result of a long-standing dispute among 2 groups. The victim is 35 years old and a resident of Bagruwela. Two suspects along with a locally manufactured firearm have been taken into custody in connection with the incident.
The ritual of planting a tree at an auspicious time that was added to the Audit timetable this year was held earlier today.
The auspicious time was at 11:17 a.m. this morning. President Maithripala Sirisena carried out the ritual at the auspicious time by planting a tree at the President's official residence in Colombo. The oil anointing ceremony for the new year has been scheduled for Wednesday. Individuals are asked to present themselves in green attire at the auspicious time that falls on 7:40 a.m. Anointing of oil should be done facing the east with the use of kumba leaves.
Oil anointing ceremony increases life expectancy. This is why our ancestors would wish for a lifespan of 220 years. Such wishes were made as the maximum lifespan of a human was considered as 120 years, and we would wish for a further 100 years. However, this is not a sign that will be fulfilled. However, out of respect, even today, we wish everyone long life of 120 years when anointing oil on one's head.
The auspicious time for leaving home for work, which is the last in line of auspicious tasks in the new year, is scheduled for 4:52 a.m. on Thursday, the 18th of April.
Newsfirst Udane will be held at the Sri Devamitha grounds in Diganneva Kotavahara in Kurunegala tomorrow.
The Udane, organised by the Diganneva Youth Collective, will begin at 7 a.m. tomorrow with the cycle race. Around 30 events have been included in the list of Urdu games, which includes volleyball, tug of war, kottapura and kana muttibindima. Several events have been organized for the children where they can engage in activities with the Kids First children. The Urdu Kumarya and Kumariya will be chosen and will be given gifts at the Urdu Dania. A musical show with the band Galaxies with the participation of Lahiru Pereira, Rukman Asita, Pradeep Rangana, Rooney and with several other popular artists will be held following the Bak Maha Ulala.
Hatton garbage crisis. Public inconvenienced. Public opposes dumping of clinical waste in Daruniyagala. Protest staged in Colombo against the Aruakkaru garbage dump. Several garbage dump sites go up in flames in the past 2 weeks.
What you just witnessed was the manner in which the garbage crisis has affected our country during the past 6 months. Is it because the fact that we don't have a garbage management policy here in Sri Lanka that we are now facing such a disaster? Or is it due to the mere negligence of the authorities? The question must not remain unanswered, as the acts of the corrupt officials who are reaping the benefits from the large-scale garbage disposal in the commercial capital of Colombo, in the commercial capital of the country rather, Colombo, are now being revealed. The net weight of the garbage that is gathered in the Western Province alone is at 3,500 metric tons. Most of the garbage is gathered within the borders of the Colombo Municipal Council. That garbage is disposed under the involvement of the Colombo Municipal Council and 2 private companies. It has been revealed by a special audit carried out by the Auditor General that when bids were called for the tender of the disposal of garbage, these 2 companies have been given priority amidst many other companies. The audit further indicates that all other companies have been named as unqualified companies. More attention should be drawn to the fact that when comparing the cost announced by the Colombo Municipal Council and these 2 companies, there is a stark difference of 8% to 53%. Even though the disposal of garbage began following the permission granted to do so in the 2 acres of land in Mitotamulla in 2009, the garbage dump ended up collapsing on the 14th of April 2017, claiming many lives because the order was neglected and the garbage dump was expanded up to 23 acres. Although resources were provided to purchase heavy vehicles to press the disposed garbage, the authorities have completely neglected that by using third-party vehicles on a rental basis. In 2016, Rs 264,400,000 have been allocated to purchase the relevant vehicles, but only 65,788,427 has been spent on purchasing these vehicles. What causes more questions is the fact that the tenure of the 6 vehicles used by the Municipal Council have been extended by another year, while 12 waste transportation vehicles were already handed over to the Colombo Municipal Council by Japan on the 8th of March 2016. The Auditor General points out that there are no fair reasons for this action, which was taken by the authorities. The special audit report further reveals that the two companies which provided the vehicles on a rental basis have no license to perform the necessary tasks. Even though the Colombo Municipal Council has allocated 100 million rupees and 75 million rupees in 2014 and 2016 respectively to purchase a plot of land to start a project to recycle plastic and polythene, no plot of land has been purchased up to this date. The only thing that has happened throughout the years is that a handful number of private companies reaping the benefits from the large sums of money allocated towards these projects. The special audit report further reveals, although 2 million rupees have been allocated through the annual budget of the Colombo Municipal Council towards the recycling of solid waste, no expenses have been made in that regard from 2012 to 2016. Amidst fraud and corruption, a Japanese specialist submitted a report to the government after the disastrous collapse of the Mitotamulla garbage dump that took away 32 lives in 2017. But sadly, that report has not been made public yet. The report has not been included in the special audit carried out by the Auditor General's Department either. These incidents have transpired during the tenure of former Mayor of Colombo, A.J. Muzammil of the United National Party. The post of Municipal Commissioner was held by Badrani Jayawardena and the current Municipal Commissioner, V.K. Anura. Should they not provide an answer to these allegations?
The locals from Ududumbara Kandy have been severely inconvenienced due to their village's main source of water becoming a resting place for wild elephants.
Many villages located in the central hills are blessed with natural water springs. The Pangaha water spring located in Pallegala Debokka Forest Reserve for more than 3 decades is one such example. For drinking purposes, the locals of Aswadugama had constructed a water line connecting the Pangaha water spring to their village. However, due to the elephant-human conflict, this is the current state of the Pangaha water spring. One of the major issues faced by the locals is the state of their drinking water, which is contaminated by animal feces.
This dirt is what we consume. There are even dead snakes. We only check when something gets stuck in the line. Many people, including children, have even consumed such.
We only find out that snakes have died after half of their body is decomposed. Is it not the responsibility of the relevant officials to resolve the water crisis faced by more than 150 people belonging to 28 families residing in the Uda Aswaduma area? We are now joined by Newsfirst's Azra Hassan with the weather forecast for the next few days.
Let's now take a look at the weather forecast for the next few days. Now, according to the Department of Meteorology, there's a possibility of afternoon thunder showers increasing during the next few days. Now, according to the Met Department, Central Province, Southern, Northwestern, Western, Uva and Sabaragamu provinces, also in the Anuradhapura district, heavy showers of about 100 millimeters can be expected. Now, the Met Department had requested the general public to make adequate precautions when it comes to accidents related to lightning and strong winds. Now, although several areas in the country are experiencing a rainy condition, issuing a heat advisory for the next 3 days, the Met Department says that areas in North, North Central and Eastern provinces will experience the extreme heat weather condition. Now, if we take a look at yesterday's temperature, Vaunia recorded the highest temperature at 37.9 degrees Celsius. Also, areas like Anuradhapura, Polonnaru and Jaffna has recorded a temperature of more than 36 degrees Celsius. If we take a look at the next 3 days in specific, this heat condition will prevail in Mana, Vaunia, Mullaitivu, Trincomalee and Ampara districts.
Thank you, Azra. Now, an inmate of the Valikada prison staged a protest atop the prison complex this evening. We now cross over to News First, Johnny Fernando for more.
Right now, you are joining me right in front of the Valikada prison here in Colombo. It was reported that a prison inmate at around 6 p.m. in the evening had climbed up the roof of the Valikada prison. The reason for him to climb up the roof is still uncertain. Certain sources said that this prison inmate is mentally unstable. If you observe through the naked eye, he's still up there handcuffed. So reporting right in front of the Valikada prison, I'm John Fernando for the News First team.
Now, Minister Ravi Karunanayake expressed his views at a media briefing in Batiklo earlier today.
There's only one leader in the UNP, and that is Ranil Wickremesinghe. I can assure that the UNP hasn't made such a decision. Such a decision can only be taken from our party, not by those who use the name of the party for their own selfish needs. We have certain principles we oblige to. We can't go forward by selling our parents' name. All of us in the party stand at one stance on this. We have principles that we follow. Those who engage in politics with no principles, who even fail to win their seats, try to show the nation that they can win. We should not be silent anymore. In the future, we will take necessary measures and decisions through discussions to avoid such things from taking place. We are moving as one party and as one body. This is not a training session for one or two. We are silent not because we are weak, but because we want to safeguard the unity within the party. But if one tries to take advantage of that, we know how to address that issue as well.
And that's a wrap of Primetime News for tonight. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Dasani Atharu.
And I'm Deshan Gonawala. Good night.